Hello there, welcome to Pen Positive, Campus to Career. This is Vinod Narayan. Today I want to talk to you about English. Yes, the language English. You know, when I went to Kerala this time, I spent about a month there and I spoke to a lot of people. One of the things that was evident is that communicating in English, many people are not very confident about it. And I'm not saying that not knowing English is a problem. But if you really want to be part of a global workforce, if you want to travel, talk to people from various places, you want to work in different places, English is a language business communication. And the better you're able to communicate in English, the better your opportunities and your possibilities in being part of the world business scene or the world workforce is more. So I think, and that is one single reason why it's so good to be good in speaking English. And another thing is that it is not difficult to speak in English. It's not such a Himalayan task to learn a new language. I'll tell you something. I have a cousin who studied in Malayalam medium, and then in those days when you join pre-degree or 11th or 12th, you had pre-degree those times. So when you do pre-degree, that's the first time you start learning subjects in English. Till then you've been learning subjects in Malayalam. So when he joined, I think Deveri College or one of the colleges in Calicut, he used to stay at my house and my dad used to be his mentor. So my dad introduced him to the habit of reading English books. Frederick Fawcett, Jeffrey Archer, P.G. Wodehouse, Arthur Conan Doyle, Agatha Christie, and all those books of those times. And that got him to read English books. And in his college, one of the professors said that if you're coming from Malayalam medium, make sure that you watch every single English movie that comes in Crown Theatre. So if you don't know, I'm from Calicut and there's a Crown Theatre where only English films come, even in those days. So he was a regular movie goer. Every movie that changed in Crown, he would go and watch. And over a period of time, he started speaking really impeccable English. And even my dad, he spoke good English even though he was from a Malayalam medium. And apparently, when I went to India, what I found is that there are people who have not gone into college who speak good English. So English has nothing to do with a college education or a graduation. So you can always pick up this language irrespective of whether you have gone into college or not. There are people who work in outside India or outside Kerala who speak pretty good English irrespective of having gone to a 4-year degree or a 3-year degree. So language has nothing to do with education. And I think I'm a living example of learning language watching movies. For example, I speak good Hindi. I think at least to my standards to be able to communicate with someone. Obviously, someone from North India would say that I've got that, as they call it, Malabari accent or South Indian accent. But that's okay, it doesn't matter. As long as what I speak in Hindi is something that the other person who is listening can understand, I'm okay with communication. So from that perspective, I would say that my teachers in Hindi were probably Amitabh Bachchan and Dharmendra and Hemmalini and Rekha and Pran and Ajit and all those people, because I used to watch so many Hindi movies. And those were the times when we never had subtitles. So you watch a movie, you would understand a few things. You watch another movie, you would understand a bit more, and you're always trying to grasp the story, what is being told, and that forces you to learn a language better. So there are 4 things that I wanted to tell you, 4 things that would really, or not 4, 5 things that will help you to learn English. 1, as I said, watch English movies. Start watching English movies which has a lot of dialogues rather than the fighting ones where you could only hear the gunshots. Don't watch those kind of movies. Watch drama movies where there's a lot of communication between people so that you get to understand what is being communicated and what is being spoken in the movie and what the storyline is. Watch movies, point number 1. Second would be, I would say that start reading English books, and primarily not non-fiction. Non-fiction is also okay, non-fiction and fiction. You can start with a lesser reading level and then start improving your reading level and get into higher books. The reason is, when you read something, you're not learning a language. When you read English, you're trying to grasp what is written in English. And the best way to learn English is to learn some other subject in English. So when you buy an English spoken English book and try to learn English, I think you will learn better English if you read fiction and non-fiction, if you read books. Because when you read English, you're trying to understand and grasp what is written. So try to do that, the second one. Third one is that find a buddy, find a friend who wants to learn English just like you. And now you have cell phones with you. So what you do is that every day in the evening, have a phone call, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and communicate in English. Tell him or her what happened in your life that day in English, and let she or he tell you what happened in their life. And I guarantee over a period of a month, you're going to be very confident in speaking in English, at least with both of you. And then tomorrow you find a stranger who speaks to you in English, I'm sure you'll be able to speak. Then the fourth thing is YouTube. Now when you watch YouTube, try to watch things like TED or even for Singularity, the company that I work with, they have a lot of videos, seminars, webinars, talk shows, all those things in English. Try to grasp that, and there's no subtitles in that. So you will try to understand what it is. It might be about technology, it might be about history, there are a lot of things. Try to understand that. And one of the other things that you will know is that when you watch these programs, you will understand that there are people from different parts of the world. There are people from Middle East, people from China, people from Japan, various parts of the world. They all speak a different kind of English. So if they don't have a problem speaking English the way they can speak, then why should we in Kerala or India have a problem in how we speak English? So it doesn't matter what accent, it doesn't matter what pronunciation you have. All that matters is that when you speak English, does the other person understand? Can you communicate what you want to say? So do that. And then finally, podcasts. Podcast is something that I spend a lot of my driving time when I go to the office, come back, podcast is what I do. Everything, I believe, philosophy, history, career, all those things, there is a podcast for everything. If you're using an iPhone or an Android, or you can just, if you're not using a smartphone, you can definitely go to the internet and go to these sites and look for podcasts. Harvard Business Review is a place where you can really get a lot of information and listen to these podcasts. That will help you. So these 5 things will help you in listening and understanding, reading and understanding, and talking and grasping what is being said. So finally, start writing, start typing. So through my LinkedIn group, what I'm trying to do is that I'm also trying to encourage all of you to start writing in English. Try to write, try to type, try to communicate in a written form in English. And I'm sure within a month or 2 months, you're going to be much better off with the language. Because what we have to do is that, the world forces us to learn something. For example, you finish your college, you go join a job, and you are forced to learn a language. But as you grow up, one of the abilities, one of the habits that you need to build is to force something on yourself and learn something yourself before the world tries to force it on you. So be prepared for what you have in the future, than go to the future and then be burdened with it. So I want to make sure that whoever I'm communicating with is looking to this, you take this 5 to 6 step activity and then go ahead and start learning English. You take care, and I'll see you again with another video. Till then, bye.